It says you are now live. So let's see. Hey, Alpha Female Sisterhood. I'm looking at my phone to just make sure we are live. My name is Theo Kelleher. I'm here with my friend Sepidar um, to do our healing happy hour. Oh, we're live. There we go. I'm looking at my Sorry, let me mute myself so I could kind of see that. So this is our healing happy hour. I'm going to give a space to Sepidar to introduce herself, but this is an opportunity for us. We are not doing a live reading. That's psychic happy hour, but today's healing happy hour, we're just going to have conversations around healing or other topics that's related to our energetic practice to heal ourselves. So if you guys have any questions or comments around that, while on the stuff that we're talking about on the conversation topic, you could comment below and we'll answer. When you do comment, please put your name so we'll know who's talking. But Sepidar, please, I know it's been second or third time you've been here with me, but please, for those of people who don't know you, introduce yourself and the work you do.
Sure. Hi, everybody. First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. It's very exciting to be back and be able to share the space and energy with the group. My name is Sepidar. I am an intuitive healer. I've been playing around with energy for about 6 years now. Everything started with just like a personal journey of like self exploration and learning about how I can find meaning in life. As I was kind of inquiring and being on that quest of like finding a deeper meaning of life, I kind of stumbled upon a book, The Power of Now. It changed my perspective towards everything. The first time I was introduced to um, like that, the subtle energy, something beyond the physicality, um, was with that book. And then it just embarked a journey for me. I got trained for Kundalini yoga. So I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, not teaching at the moment, but I have that in my toolbox. And then I got trained for Reiki level 1 and 2, and then master level. So I practiced Reiki for a long time, and then I started teaching a little after that. And then, as we all know, energy work is an art. It is creative, and it is live, and it just finds its own way. So my work kind of evolved into something that is more unique to me. There is a still Reiki in there, but there is a lot more. So it's been kind of like, as I am moving forward on this journey and like evolving and growing, my practice also grows. I think,
So
yeah.
the unique healing that you do is energetic reprogramming.
Yes, that is a part of what I have been offering outside of my training and what I learned from other people. So with energetic reprogramming, um, again, it's like, when there is a need, creativity kind of starts flowing. So for me, there was this issue of um, discipline. I had a difficult time forcing myself into doing things in a regular basis, and then to to take care of that issue, wherever I go and whoever, like whatever teacher I talk to, they always suggested some sort of practice or meditation or something that needed like persistence and um, doing things in regular basis. And I was like, this doesn't work for me. I don't
Mm.
The issue is that I don't have that. So how am I going to do this to take care of that when it's not already happening? So then, out of frustration and like prayers, and I don't know, asking for help and guidance. And I'm pretty sure so many other things, divine timing and all of that. This new thing kind of came to me, that I eventually called it energetic reprogramming. So what that is that when you know there is something, like there is a place you want to be, there is, you have a vision of yourself that you would like to become, but something stops you, something slows you down. As much as you know what it is and as much as you want it so bad, but you can't really take action, or when you take action, it just is not consistent, or it goes slowly. So when those type of things happens, which happens for all of us in all of our lives, day to day, and like big and small, um, what I figured was that there are things in our subconscious mind that I call them programs, and they have been created and put in place, almost all the time when we are children and when we are young. And those programs are there to help us survive, to help us receive what we need, and to guarantee that we will live this life as long as we can, in terms of like living. So we're completely dependent on our caregivers, parents, or whoever is taking care of us, to survive, and in all different levels: physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual. So um, when when there is a need, we want to make sure that those needs are being met from those people who care for us. And then when there is something within each and every interaction and whatever happens between us, we kind of take this little mental notes that this is how this person reacts if I do this. So next time I make sure I don't do this way, to make sure they are happy with me. So I'm going to receive the attention and love that I need, so I survive.
Yeah,
Everything
the
goes back.
conditionings. Yeah.
Yeah, everything goes back to that survival, like very primal thing. So we have, this is like pretty much learning process, you know, we, that's how we learn things, and we store things so they can run, these programs can run an autopilot, so we can use our brain to do other things. um so if you think about it, when we are young, we are children, we have a much smaller capacity of taking care of ourselves or doing things. But then when we are adults, we have like a much larger capacity and ability to do whatever we need to do. But the programs are still there. They don't usually go away. They just keep running in the background and running the show without us even knowing they are there. So in this work, when I work with people, we determine what is it that, what is one thing, what is the most important thing, what is the priority that they want to work on. And then we find that little program through the process that we work together, um, and we energetically work on clearing and removing that, and then we replace it with something new and more beneficial, and in alignment with their life at this point in time.
Awesome. Yeah, I've received energetic reprogramming sessions from you and many of my close friends, because when you said, "Oh, I kind of got this download to do this type of healing," we were like, "Okay, we'll sign up. We want to get." So it was really powerful, and I know many of them continue to work with you. But today you wanted to kind of talk about. So we wanted to talk to you guys about, with the new year coming up, or I guess depending on calendar you follow, it's already new year for some of you. There's a new year coming up if you follow lunar calendar, but manifesting, right? Making your wishes real, making things happen, manifesting and healing, the relations between it, why you need healing. So that's what you wanted to kind of talk to people about, Sepidar, right?
Yeah, that is something really exciting that I have been learning myself, and then it comes up in my sessions with my clients. It's been happening many times, especially recently because well, as you know, I'm a healer. I work with people um, to heal whatever that is that they need to take care of or heal or move on from. And then there are things that the visions or things that they want to have and they want to achieve. So, and I have been working on myself, like we all have the things to heal and work on and all that. So as I've been doing all this work, I learned a few things in terms of why we need to do healing work, and how it is connected to manifestation. Um, So I'm trying to see what is the best way of putting it. I think there are three steps as far as I understood. I mean, there's been a lot of teaching and like people who talk about manifestation in different ways, but this is my personal understanding of what is important, what is most important in on this topic. I think there are three steps in manifestation and how we make it almost instant and as fast and easy as possible. The first step is healing.
Mm.
Um, then the second step is focus, and then there's manifestation. So those two first, first steps, I'm gonna explain a little bit why and how they're important to get to manifesting things. Again, going back to what I just explained about um, our childhood and how we learn and how we create those little programs. What also happens inside of us is that with, again, each and every interaction and learning experience, um, sometimes some of those experiences are more traumatic, and they have like more of a deep effect in our soul, or on our soul and in our psyche, and they cause some sort of like what I would call fragmentation. So we start like having different pieces and parts of our awareness with different um, what I would say preferences or needs, and then sometimes they are kind of opposite of each other. We have a part of us who is very scared and like conservative and doesn't want to move or doesn't want to, I don't know, experiment things. We have a brave part who wants to just go and do whatever want to do. So that is only an example, but we have so many different aspects of us, and they can be contradictory and like in conflict. So healing work, when we do healing work, we heal those wounds that cause these fragmentations. So what we do, we bring all these pieces and parts back together, as we heal. Like if we have, let's say, I don't know, just 100 of them, each step of healing brings one back to the center. So now we have 99 people to deal with. Then we have like 80 people inside of us to deal with. So it's much easier to then know who we are at the core and what we want. So this helps with gaining clarity. I think this was the second step that I missed pointing out. We need clarity and then focus, so then we manifest. So this whole healing process, with bringing everybody together and having one more of a unified vision, then we have clarity. We have more clarity of what we want. So, for example, if I have a part of me who wants to be independent and like live alone in an apartment, and then I have another part of me who really wants to, not that it conflicts with dependency or independency, but wants to have a partner and like a house and family. If I don't know which one of these are from that wound itself and which one is in alignment with my soul, and my purpose, then there is a fork. And
Mm.
then I jump from one to another. So then nothing manifests because I don't know. There is confusion, there is not clarity. So we need to bring these things together and find the clarity. Then, when we have a clear vision, this is what exactly I want, and this is where I want to be, then we bring in focus. So before we have that clarity, there is no way to have focus. So when we put focus on something, when you put your focus and attention, and then the energy flows. And then when you want to manifest something, you need to be really clear and focused on what you want. So then you're not sending mixed messages to the universe. When you send mixed messages, universe is like, which one should I give you? That's why it takes a really long, and usually doesn't manifest because we don't know what we want. So then we get to the focus point, and now with clarity and focus, it manifests really quickly. Um, I have experienced this type of manifestation a few times. So far in the past year, with my going full time with my healing work, and like how everything came together with that. Um, and then that's how I realized this is why, because I was really clear and I knew, and I healed the parts through energetic reprogramming that was kind of like preventing me from putting all of me in that. And then I got to a point of like making another decision and it didn't happen, and I was like, wait a second, what is happening? So then there is another part of me that is not fully in alignment, like they're not in agreement.
Mm.
Um, so I'm still working on that part, but that is, I think, the whole story behind it.
Yeah, it's really cool just to hear your way of explaining manifesting. I talk about ordering pizza, right? So the way I teach manifesting is you have to order a pizza and you have to get clear about what kind of pizza you want, because you can't just be too like, I just want food. Then you need to get specific, and then you have to pay for the pizza, but you don't have to go make the pizza. You just need to pay for the pizza and then trust it to coming in waiting. And what I've noticing from time to time, when people are taking that too specific, too literally, and then they get, so when you said you need to get clarity and focus, you mean like you need to get aligned to what you truly want at your soul level. But sometimes people confuse it as like, I need to get exactly specific. So I want, 90,000, $95,300 by December of, whatever, doing X, Y, and Z. And then they're like, see, I can't manifest. And and then people get so caught up in those mundane human details. But what we mean by really get specific is a little bit broader, right? I guess some people are really good manifestors. They can manifest that specific, but I think what I mean by specific is kind of like, how do you want to feel? What kind of people do you want to work with? How do you want to create this money? How do you want to what kind of activities do you want to engage in these to make this type of money, or what do you not want? So it's more of those kind of little broader. So I feel like what you have shared is really kind of different, like kind of refreshing. But I have a question for you, Sepidar, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, do you think people have to be like fully healed, which I don't think it's really like, because so you said first step is healing. So, people manifest when they have not fully healed? Because I don't know if fully healed is really something that you can get to, but because when you said like 100 people, like you have all these 100 things to heal, and you need to get to 90 and 80. When you started saying that, I'm like, God, like that sounds like a lot of healing before I can manifest anything. That just sounds like
That
overwhelming. So, how do you answer to that question?
Yeah, sure. No, that is absolutely not what I meant. It's not so things happen simultaneously and like parallel um to each other. It's definitely we may not even like make it to like I don't know 50 people in one lifetime. What I mean is that it is one step at a time. Again, maybe I would share in more detail my own personal experience, and I did like a part of it, so it makes it more clear. In a sense, like I needed. So with me, with going full time with my healing work, I had a part-time job, and I kind of like clinged to it because of that sense of safety that
Oh, I
little
remember
small
those
paycheck,
times.
yeah, paycheck gave me. So I couldn't like let go of that. There was something in me that resisted that, and it was fear-based. So I knew that it was not in alignment. Anything that comes from a state of fear, it's not in
Mm,
alignment with your soul, and your true self. So I started kind of digging into it and trying to figure out where that what is the program that is causing that specific fear. That's why I say we need to find that most important thing on the top in this specific thing that we want to work on or do. So for me, it was like as a kid, I would receive um, attention when I was in need.
mm,
So that need, like being in need and staying in need, for me equated love and attention. So the program I created in my subconscious mind was that if I'm if I'm self reliant and I am independent and I'm not in need, I'm gonna lose people's love.
mm,
So I was that was like the self sabotaging thought that like or subconscious thought because it was not an actual thought. I had to dig it out and figure it out. So what I learned was that I am I'm not taking full responsibility for my own life because I want to stay in need because I think if I'm not in need, I'm not gonna nobody is gonna love me.
mm,
You see how that like
mhm,
tricky, like twisted that is? So in that specific case, I found that and I figured where it came from in my childhood and how it happened, like some memories that came up and then the process of reprogramming. So I removed that specific program and then brought that piece of me back to my true self or to that core. So I with removing that one barrier, I was then able to start feeling more comfortable with like going full time with my business and doing more work on my business. Then it came to a point of like I was doing everything, but then when I wanted to talk about charging people or like the pricing of my offerings, I would feel this like ugh, like it was cringy, it was uncomfortable. So then there was another aspect of like need for healing around money and financial aspect of it. So that was another story that I'm not going to get into, but just so you know, it is step by step. It never ends, and we don't need to be fully healed to manifest, but we can, like, we need to heal those little things to then manifest again whatever we need to.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Clear. I
did
call
I
it
did
like
I answer your question?
clearing blocks. That's what the language I use. Like, more blocks we clear, it's easier, or it becomes more effective. You become more effective at manifesting.
Exactly.
So Lydia says she's loving this conversation. So that's great. Thank you for just listening in. And if you guys have any question related to manifesting, any comments on things we're talking about, feel free to comment. Maybe you guys are struggling with manifesting. Just let us know. I know in my clients' work, the biggest challenge about them manifesting is trying to control too much, trying to get in there and trying to like help manifesting, but they're trying to like so they're so not trusting and staying detached. So that's always been one area that when people want to manifest, you need to trust and detach and let things just kind of come to you. And that's hard to do for many alpha women. We think we need to somehow get in there, we need to get involved. um,
Hmm.
what are some of the kind of challenges you've been seeing in people manifesting in your work?
um well, for me is because I look at it through the lens of the blocks or the programs. um what I see is that all those little things that we carry with us from our childhood, which so many times are not, um, they don't seem to be really big or important, but they are,
Mm,
um, because they kind of like automatically run the show without us knowing. So that is what I have been seeing. But in terms of what you mentioned about, um, getting into detail, um, or wanting to control things, or uh, what you just mentioned about that, um, to explain what I meant by clarity, I didn't mean clarity of detail.
mhm,
So one big part of it, again, that I have learned personally, and I've shared with people, and I know that other teachers would. You just mentioned it, and there is a lot about it around. Is that the best way, I think, to manifest things is to be clear about how you want to feel,
mhm,
more than what exactly you want. Or because I was talking to my brother, he's about 10 years 9 years old younger than me,
mhm,
and what I have been kind of like actively um learning, he kind of like it came with him. It's like
mhm,
next generation, they have it already. So he's doing things that he doesn't know how he's doing, and when we have a conversation, when I explain what he's doing, he gets so amazed. Oh, and he's like, "Whoa, this is so awesome! I didn't know what I was doing, but I guess that makes sense." So I was explaining to him that, um, you don't want to limit the universe with your limited vision, because we only have visions and we only can see things that we have been exposed to. And if you think about it, that is very limited. I mean, in this universe, like everything is like infinite possibilities, and how many possibilities we can possibly imagine.
mhm,
So the best way of manifesting something is to bring yourself into a space of, how do I want to feel? And then when you keep that open and trust, and not try to micromanage and control the outcome, then universe will present it to you in a very surprising way that you probably have never thought of, because it doesn't like fit into our limited imagination. But then the delivery is powerful and wonderful, because you get to feel what you wanted to feel and beyond.
mhm. Yeah, I have my personal story of getting too specific or not really aligned, saying that what I want to manifest isn't really what I wanted, but I thought so because at the time I wanted success. So I wanted to manifest success, but then I had a very narrow view of what that success meant. It was like, let's say, six-figure income business, whatever. And I was applying all these manifesting principles that I was learning and things and applying into my work. So to make a long story short, yes, I hit certain income goals, but I like I felt terrible. I was exhausted. I was stressed out, and I'm like, God, if I have to continue this to hit six figure, like I don't want to do this. And that's when, like, kind of I had to kind of stop everything and pause. And then, to make a long story short, I feel like I've manifested success, but then now that feels different, right? The success, because I had, like, from what I thought success meant was so narrow, like you said. So now to me, it feels more like my success, the success that I'm experiencing feels more like freedom. It feels more like only working with people I want to work with. It feels like flexibility. It feels like creativity. It feels like, all these different interests coming all together. It feels like community. So while I may not be having specific income goals, like now I know what it feels to be in that, in that energy. And I just want more of it. I want a continuance of it. So as I do more of it and continuance of it, to me, that's like growing your success and becoming success. But that took some trial and error.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think because a part of those things, like the definitions of things that we want, like success that you just mentioned, those definitions are a big part of social conditioning
Mhm.
or societal conditioning or programming, as I call it. So that those types of definitions and ways of seeing things are also put on us from the society and our caregivers and school and all of those systems that are already in place in the matrix, to kind of like limit the um, division of us. So yeah, I mean, most of us, we see success as like numbers, and it doesn't mean that it is not, but it could be also different, for each and every one of us, it is very unique and different. So it is really important to know and understand what is it for me, what is success um, in my life, and what is in alignment with who I am and how I want to be.
Yeah, and then I think with so much social media and so much information out there telling you how you're supposed to feel, how you're
Mhm.
supposed to live, how you're supposed to thrive. This means you're successful. This means you're healthy. This means you are thriving. I think that could really cause a lot of confusion because seemingly they seem to be helpful to you, but I think it also pulls you away from really getting connected to, like, you're the best person to know it, but then I feel like the outside information sometimes kind of they're packaged in a way to they seem to be the one to help you figure out who you are or what you want, but then these can also be distractions, or
Yeah,
other programming.
yeah, they could be really confusing because again, it's like it is not. I can't remember the saying. Um, it's not one thing fitting everyone. It's not cookie cutter thing. It's we each and every one of us, we are so unique, and there cannot be one one remedy for all of us. And what they are trying to show us in social media is like, okay, I figured this all out and this applies to everyone. It may, be helpful for some people, but it's not necessarily for everyone.
Hmm. Awesome. Cool. Let me guys let us know if you have any question about manifesting or any comments. So what are some of the like first thing that people can do if in your just don't say like I'll book a healing session. I mean maybe, but like what are some of the things that people can apply right now, do you think, to get some of those manifesting ways that you talked about? What are some of the things they can kind of easily start practicing?
Um, well, I think first thing that comes to mind is to take some time, like take some time to get deeper within and see what exactly is this that is stopping me or preventing me from moving forward. Because when we get stuck in the pace of life, and like we are on the go all the time, and we listen to the social media and things that are being fed to us by this is the right way of doing this thing, and then we just keep doing it because we just think it should work and it doesn't work. So as you said, like take a pause, really take a pause and reassess and see, what is it that I want? Is this really it? Does it come from within me, or is it something that was like imposed to me or given to me or like projected to me from outside, from my parents, from my family, from school, from society? Is this so in other words, find your own values, question everything. That is something that I started doing very like early on my spiritual journey. It was just I put a question mark in front of everything, like all the values, all the beliefs, everything, all the thoughts, every little thing. It's like a huge evaluate re-evaluation of your beliefs and values, and then choose and pick which one feels good to me, and I want to keep it, and I think it is from within. And what do you want to let go of, and you feel like it came from outside, and it's like my parents expectation or my society, um, kind of like judgment or whatever. Why are you doing what you're doing, and why do you want to get wherever you want to get? So that is, I think, the very first thing, the very first step. It is probably not like easy and simple as you ask me to what is like an easy thing, because I don't think it's not easy, but it worth it. It is worth it. So yeah, like think about that question mark. Just whatever pops in your head, just question it. Is it me or is it someone else? Um, and then when you get to that point, then you can see when it is more clear for you what is from within you, then you can see if there is a block. So now I know this is truly what I want to do and who I am, but then there is something blocking me, or there is a resistance. And then when you get to that point, um, you can think about what is this resistance and where it came from. If you can take yourself back to your childhood and in the relationship specifically with your parents or primary caregivers, you can usually trace it back. Why am I reacting in this way? Um, that is not what I want, but I am doing it anyways. And you can find it. I'm pretty sure if you spend some time and go deep inside, you can find why of it, and that is understanding of why we created that block or program early on, um, removes a lot of resistance towards it or around it, because when there's something undesirable, we push it away, and that pushing creates more of resistance. It's like it is physics. If you push against something, it pushes back. So with understanding and knowing comes appreciation. So we embrace something instead of pushing it away. That is a huge step of healing. And that is, again, what I'm pretty much explaining the process of energetic reprogramming that I do.
Mhm.
Um, so these are all steps that are very helpful in terms of doing the healing work and bringing those aspects of us back together. Um, well, I think,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
self-awareness is what you kind of, that's kind of what you would consider kind of going deep and understanding yourself, more connecting with your own self. And then when you say embrace the thing that you keep pushing away, it's like that's a kind of shadow work, right? Embracing and understanding our shadow side, and then embracing and healing and nurturing it, and so letting it work for you and work with you rather than work against you. So that's kind of more different terms of kind of similar work, because healing is essentially in a big, if you take it all the way up, it's kind of same, it's a similar thing, right? Just helping us to really get more, um, get closer to our authentic being, our soul self, so we could actually thrive from that space without so many resistance. um,
yeah,
so yeah, I can see a lot of people kind of been watching but didn't see a whole lot of comments. So I'm so happy that we kind of got to talk about these without too many interruptions and things. But if you guys watch a replay and have any comments or questions, feel free to comment, and then Sepidar and I will check it and respond. But Sepidar, you say you wanted to kind of make some special offer for the sisterhood today.
yeah, for sure. Before I get into that, I just wanted to mention a quick thing. That what we just talked about at the last part of our conversation, what I explained is what how I know, or how I would define or describe self-love. This
Mm-hmm.
is the process of getting to the point of like understanding and implying self-love into our lives,
Mm-hmm.
understanding those wounded little people in us, and embracing the reason behind why they're wounded and what that wound is, and then accepting and appreciating those aspects. So I explained it in a different like um, way or language, but that this is pretty much the self-love that we usually talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so in terms of the offer, yeah, I have a exclusive special offer for the sisters here. Um, for those of you who have never tried a session with me, I would love to see you and get to know you and see how I can help and how we can work. So I am offering complimentary mini sessions. Um, they're going to be about 30 minutes. We're going to talk about what I do and how I do it, and I'm going to answer any questions you may have, and you're going to get a little taste of how it feels to work with me in an intuitive healing session. Um, so for those of you who are in Richmond, I'm beyond happy to have you in my office and we can work in person. For those of you who are not here, we can do it remotely on Zoom or video chat, or any ways that works best for you. I will put the link in the comments right after I get off this call, for you to book. There's a Calendly um, link that I will put in there. Look at my availability. It is a limited time. It's gonna expire at the end of February. So, um, and my availability is there. And I think I have an option there that you can choose. You want it to be in person or on Zoom. Please make sure that you check that so I know if I'm going to see you in my office or I need to send you a Zoom link. I look forward to connecting with many of you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for making this special offer. So we're done for the kind of a professional healer talk part, but what do you have planned for your Lunar New Year coming up, Sepidar? Do you have any special ritual or anything that you're planning on doing?
Um, I have been kind of taking this time between like the beginning of 2021 and the lunar as like a big entrance to the new year. But I have been like since I watched the last year your conversation with, I forgot her name. Um
Amanda?
Amanda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tapped into my inner witch a little a little stronger. So I have been doing some abundance, love and abundance manifestation work, which I've been really enjoying. I don't know if you can see probably behind me. I have some of my um, morning calm oracle cards that I pulled for this year um, uh, on my altar, and I have some candle lighting, and I have some blessing work that I have been doing. So that has been really um, joyful and like kind of like dear to my heart. And I've been doing it in like weekly basis. So I put 7 candles on my altar. I light them like one each day, and then I put another 7 candles, and I do the clearing and cleansing and blessing every day with the rest of them. So it has been a really nice process. And I wanted
Oh,
to
that's
thank
awesome.
you because I learned a lot of it from you.
She's great, right? I just love she bringing people, and I learn so much from everyone who comes on. So, if you guys watching, and if you happen to be someone who does intuitive work or magical work, and you want to kind of talk what you do, talk about what you do, talk what's the term? Talk the craft or talk like they call talk shop. Like if you want to just do your work talk and share what you do, share your wisdom in the process. Let me know and I'm happy to schedule you in. Or if you want to do like a live psychic reading where we pull cards or tune in for each other, we can do that. I am looking forward to. I know every new moon I do a ritual. This is a new year, so even though I'm not it is energetically really busy time for me because I am preparing a big ritual for New Year. And then I am right after the New Year's Day new moon ritual, I am going to do individual rituals for all the people who purchased my custom sigils. So I'm really excited to do that because my guys taught me yesterday finally step by step how I'm supposed to do that. So I wrote it all down. So I'm excited to follow those steps. And then the full moon, I'm really looking forward to. February 26th is the first full moon, according to lunar calendar. So if you follow the solar calendar, full moon has already been, but February 26th is January 15th in lunar calendar. So that's like the first grand full moon. So I'm actually offering a group ritual, full moon ritual inside my inner circle. So you're in my inner circle. So if you're free, you should join. At first, I was going to do my own ritual, and then I was like, maybe I'll share that with Inner Circle. So Inner Circle is my paid membership site. So I'm gonna like kind of hold. I haven't done like group ritual for the people, so I'm gonna do that with the coven. If I'm a witch, that would be the coven. So we'll do that. So I'm looking forward to that. If you guys are watching, we recommend you do some type of a ceremony or intentions, what you want to call it, ritual, ceremony, a practice, a thing. Whatever, just like what Sepidar described and what I'm planning on doing, I recommend you guys do your own thing. Lydia says, so excited for the Lunar New Year and full moon this month. Yes, it's good time. It's good time. I'm excited about it. And then I'm going to disappear for about a week in March. You know, I'm just going to like do all this energetic stuff and just feel all the energy and then kind of go dark for a week to integrate.
That's
Uh,
very much needed. I have that 1 week planned in March for the for my new year, the
oh,
beginning of
yeah, yeah.
spring. Yeah, that's the spring equinox.
It's
March
Persian
20th.
New Year, right? The
20,
spring equinox is
yeah,
Persian New
and
Year.
the official beginning of spring.
So cool. I love that. You know, I love that just different cultures, especially cultures like yours and mine that has this many, many, many documented years of history and culture just have just completely different system, you know,
Mm-hmm.
completely different system that you still follow and you still celebrate. I think that's so cool. Ellie says, I'm excited about upcoming full moon ritual. Me too. Me too. We're going to do journey. We're going to do a journey. We're going to do a full moon energy supported journey. So be prepared.
Wow.
That's available in Inner Circle. So if you guys want to get access to all kind of these things that I do that's in a smaller circle, check out the Inner Circle membership. Anyway, good to talk to you, Sepida, as always. I miss seeing you in person. Um,
Yeah, me too. I hope that we can get together in person sometime soon.
I hope so too. Thank you guys for watching and commenting. You guys have a good night.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Good night.